I'm still sneeze.
Honor play for this week. Clair Obscur Expedition 33. Is it the perfect fusion of action and RPG? Previews seem to think so. Monster Hunter Wilds has record-breaking numbers on Steam. And are they breaking? And thanks to a leak, we have an update on a major feature in EA's new Black Panther game. All this and more on Season 9, Episode 9 of Press X to Start Gamers Digest. Oh, shoot. I forgot that. Forgot about the intro. What's up, everyone? I'm your host, DJ, a.k.a. Sexy Bad Choices, a.k.a. Call me Craven, the Monster Hunter. I am joined by
Sean MF Ross.
Oh, what does the MNF stand for?
Respect the ladies, y'all.
Oh, yes, of course, all the time. Unless it's like a lady monster, then you have to hunt them down and destroy them.
Make sweet love to them.
Or that. I mean,
yeah.
I'm not king shaming or anything. If that. Okay, this is Press X Star Gamers Digest, a video podcast that condenses the most important gaming news from this past week into an hour-long meal just for you. We are live on YouTube whenever we can make it because, man, life is hard.
But Mondays are after Sunday.
It is. It always is, and it always should be. Unless someone puts an executive order that changes it. Don't forget to support us by liking this video, subscribing to this channel, and hitting the notification bell. If you are listening, we greatly appreciate you leaving us a review on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, whatever podcast service you're currently using. And if you want, you can join in our conversations by joining our Discord at pressx2start.com/Discord. We're waiting for you to join. I don't see a notification yet. I'm waiting. While you do that. Oh, yeah. Okay. I think that takes care of all the stuff on the front of the show that we always do, that we normally do. All right, let's jump into it. Now, let's jump into the gaming news. Number 1. Clair Obscur Expedition 33. We have essentially a preview roundup from all of the major outlets that got to talk about the demo build that they all received. Essentially piecing stuff together. The demo build. Wait a minute. Okay. The demo build apparently, possibly, could be reaching us. And that's something that we don't know exactly if that will happen, but apparently with the demo build, at the end, it says pre-order the game now. And that's not something that previewers normally get. So it's possible that the game will be fixed up, delivered out to us. But let's actually talk about the game itself. So if you do, actually, you know what? We did talk about this, and Sean has a really good boilerplate for what this game is. So Sean, can you tell us what? Yeah, and you don't remember? I put you on the spot.
Play the clip from last time.
Right?
Okay. No. Okay, so I now learned what the for lack of a better word, enemy, because I mean I don't even know if you would really consider the paintress, as they call her, an enemy, as much as you would consider Cthulhu or something like that enemy. And no, and I say that because like this is of course it's going to be something you're going to defeat in the game, but like this is something above your understanding in the game. But ultimately in the game, somebody or something called the paintress appears in the sky in a far off island, and they paint a number in the sky. Something I don't remember.
I think so. I think it's in the sky. Like the imagery shows like her painting on like a canvas, but I think it shows up in the sky.
But ultimately, she paints a number. I don't know what the number started at. Let's say 100. Everybody 100 and over just died. They just dusted like Avengers Infinity War just dusted away.
Snap.
Yeah. And then she does it the next year and she drops it down to 99. Anybody 99 and over, gone. and so on and so on and so forth, until we're at this game's current year of, let's call it the year of death. Now they're on Expedition 33 because this has gone on for 67 years.
Yeah.
So at this point, like they show in a clip in the game, she drew 34. Somebody was literally talking to somebody in the middle of the street, and they dusted away. Each year they send out an expedition to try to get to this island and defeat her. Nobody has ever come back. They always send someone, with a year of life left.
Yes.
And at this point, we're at Expedition 33. This is yeah.
Go ahead.
I mean, that's a rough expectation of what the story is going to be. As far as gameplay, it is
I'm about to show
turn.
That right now.
It is a turn-based RPG that you can take action during attacking and defending phase, almost like Sea of Stars. I don't know if you played that.
Yeah, I did. There was a demo out. Yeah.
Okay, so during Sea of Stars, when you were attacking, if you hit a button at the right time, you could do a little extra damage as attacks were connecting, or as you are being attacked. If you hit a button, you could, lessen damage. It seems like they're going to do something similar to this. The game is going to be about $50. They said, and you can expect roughly 30 hours of gameplay.
So I just wanted to back up to the whole story part of this. You basically teed me off to like where I wanted to read from an excerpt from the IGN preview. So it goes as followed. Expeditions has been going. You'll find journals from Expedition 84. So if you can do the math in your head, you'll get how desperate this whole thing is and how young, but still older than the average RPG protagonist your characters are. Things get weirder once your crew lands on the continent. They almost immediately run into an old man who nearly dispatches the whole expedition single-handedly. You play as Gustave, one of the survivors, traumatized and alone, walking through countless corpses from other expeditions and his own. He's about to shoot himself when he's found by Lune, another member of the expedition. She's not blind to reality. They're probably both going to die, but expedition members swear an oath. When one falls, we continue. Okay. As long as one of them stands, their fight isn't over. So that's sort of the idea where, as you were saying, like every year that passes, these people, like a generation of people dies, but like you also lose that knowledge. So they kind of just go into this thing blind, just hoping that they're able to survive and stop this force that is just killing off their people. And then just to jump into the combat, what you're talking about. So what I'm showing is actual gameplay from the game. And just to go to what Sean was saying again, like the game is an RPG, but it treats the turn-based style as like an action RPG where you are able to press buttons at a certain time to do more damage. You can parry attacks, you can dodge attacks. So they are giving you all of these different options in game instead of it just being a simple turn-based RPG. Like I think it's awesome. Like that was the first thing that immediately appealed to me about this game. On top of that, like this game, I don't have the list on me right now, but this game is like star-studded in terms of voice actors. The main protagonist, I think, is voiced by Ben Starr, the guy who did Clive from Final Fantasy 16. He also did another game, I believe. The voice actress from Baldur's Gate 3 who played Shadowheart is also in this game. And there's a couple other, like, what's the guy from Daredevil?
I'll be damned.
Yeah, the Daredevil show that's on that's gonna be on Disney Plus like this week. He's also a voice actor in this game. I think actually he's the main character. I think Ben Starr is actually the antagonist. But yeah, this game looks awesome. The release date is like April 24th, I believe. or it's late April. But yeah, I am very excited for this game. Are you? What's your thoughts on this? Are you gonna pick it up?
Sure.
Yeah.
So looking at the previews, the previewer, IGN
Mhm.
person, was saying he hasn't had a game grip him like this since he had been to Sing Sing in '86, and it was just a riveting.
Oh wow.
He said the story just captured him. It kind of.
Yeah.
I'm curious to see where this goes, and the premise is interesting. This is something. At least as far in terms of story, this is untread water. So I'm curious to see where they go and if they can stick the landing with a satisfying conclusion. So sure,
Absolutely.
why not? They're pricing it pretty decently. Um, this is a newer studio. I hope they make their money back and then some.
Yeah.
We
Like
need more
this is
originality.
the studio's first game.
Yeah,
Like it's crazy to see how well they are just hitting with this. Like when it first shut out, everyone was just like, "What is this? This looks really interesting." And then when we saw the combat, oh, I forgot to mention how much the game looks like a Persona in terms of the UI, and it's like they are
mm,
pulling so many different things from different genres and just I don't want to say perfectly mashing them together because we haven't played the game, so we don't know exactly how it
yeah.
feels. But it looks like they're meshing these different aspects of these different genres like really, really well. So hopefully it plays as well as it looks. But
I
we'll find out.
mean,
Hopefully we get a demo too.
I just want to say, they started making this during the pandemic,
Oh wow.
and
Oh yeah, that would make
yeah,
sense.
they made it
Yeah.
within 5-ish years.
Yeah.
It is
Man.
crazy to see. It shows you the inefficiencies of these huge,
Hmm.
huge developers. That is almost like a cruise ship that takes a long ass time to turn and pivot.
Yep.
It shouldn't take 5, 6, 7 years. um, More studios need to get like RGG and uh, From
Not be
Software
afraid to
and
do
learn
that.
to
Yeah.
smartly reuse assets.
Yep.
We don't need to rebuild the wheel every time.
I totally agree. It's we're at the point where games look good enough. You don't have to sit there and
If all you
focus
have
on
is
like
photorealism because it's
ray
taking you so
tracing the
long,
buildings and stuff. Like
yeah, you're gonna be lacking somewhere else.
yeah, yeah. Anyways, so that is Clair Obscur Expedition 33. Hopefully we'll be able to actually play that sooner. But if we don't, the game comes out the end of April, and that's not too far away. Number 2. Steam tops 40 Steam tops 40 million concurrent players for first time as we all jump on to play Monster Hunter Wilds. This comes to us from IGN by way of Vicky Blake. Over the weekend, we just so happened to coincident. Wait, yeah,
Coincide.
yeah. Okay, yeah, okay. Over the weekend, we just happened to coincide.
Which
Coincide?
just so happened to coincide with
Oh,
Monster
yes,
Hunter's
yes.
Wilds
Okay.
launch on Friday.
Yes, I jumped ahead to look at something else because the numbers didn't look right,
Squirrel.
but then I realized. So yeah, what Sean said. Steam logged 40,270,997 simultaneous players, breaking its previous record of 39.9 million players set in February 2025. Okay,
Yeah,
the
you
reason
know
why
why
I'm
that
so
was set, right? Because Yakuza came out.
So the reason why this is so weird to me
Hmm.
because the concurrent player count for Monster Hunter. Oh, I guess this is just over. the weekend.
Yeah, they added
all
to
day.
the number
Okay.
of
Yes.
players on
Okay.
Steam. So it's not 40
Okay.
million people playing Monster Hunter Wilds. It's just that the relaunch of that game added that much more people to the concurrent players that was already playing stuff
Yes.
on Steam.
Okay. Okay. That
It's a
makes sense.
dumbass.
I'm
It's a
sitting here.
dumbass metric. All right,
Yeah, I'm just like,
it's just a
because like,
stupid metric.
so basically, Monster Hunter Wilds is like super popular right now.
Yeah,
Over the weekend, like I guess on Friday, I was playing Monster Hunter Wilds. I'll talk about that in
hmm
what we're playing section. But I was scrolling through Reddit and I saw someone screenshot the Steam DB number, and it
yeah.
was like 1.3 million people concurrently playing Monster Hunter at that time. And I was just like, that's like 20 minutes ago. Is that true? So I went on Steam DB, looked at the number, and it was 1.3 million people playing that game at that time. I'm just like, that is an insane number of people.
Yeah.
And mind you, we have this whole gaming show that we do. We talk about Steam DB numbers, and the highest we have ever got that we talked about was, I think Marvel Rivals actually beat Call of Duty, and Marvel
hmm
Rivals almost 500,000 people on that game, and that's a free game. So we have Monster Hunter Wilds, which is a $70 like box purchase game that is at 1.3 million concurrent players. Like,
Is it 70 on the computer? I don't think
I
so.
would imagine it's somewhere
They
there.
don't
It's
tolerate
bad.
that type of shit.
Full
I'm
price? How dare
being
you?
nah, I'm being honest.
No,
I
you're not
see
wrong
it's
though.
$60. Oh no,
Oh,
it's $70 on Steam.
70. Okay. Yeah. Because it
It's
just
60
came out.
on.
I imagine like in a week or so, it'll probably drop
I
a
mean,
little
it's
more.
60 on CD keys.
Oh, okay. I don't even know how
Yeah.
that works. But yeah, like
Mm.
Monster Hunter Wilds is doing amazing. So go back to the article. In fact, according to SteamDB, Steam's concurrent record, seen by some as a way of measuring the success of Valve's digital platform, has been broken almost every single month since May 2024.
It's not a real
Uh,
metric, to be honest.
yeah, I know.
For
Yeah,
for any of the games, anyway.
yeah. Because like again, like I was explaining this to Shreen, my wife, that like this number is crazy, but generally when you look at Monster Hunter, it has primarily been a console game.
Yeah.
So for it to be doing those numbers on Steam alone means that it is doing bonkers on PlayStation. I think it's on Xbox too, so it's probably doing very well on Xbox as well. So and it's cross play, I believe. I believe it's
Mm.
cross play. So yeah, it is just an insane thing. I don't want to talk too much about the game because I'm going to talk about it and what we've been playing. I do
Yeah.
want to bring up the fact that if you look on Steam DB, you will see that it has a super high player count, but the review is mixed. Or the user review is mixed, and that is
Mhm.
because it is not doing so strongly in terms of the PC performance. So people have been screenshotting stuff showing how um the polygons aren't rendering properly, all that stuff. And it's a thing of, Capcom is essentially doing their best when it comes to their PC side of their games. And this is just one of those games because like Dragon's Dogma, which is on the same engine, had PC issues as well, performance and all that stuff. And this is just sharing the same issues essentially, but it'll get fixed. Dragon's Dogma got fixed, and Monster Hunter for sure will get fixed. So those people who have bought it, either
Just
wait
calm down.
or bear through it. Hunt low level monsters until they fix it or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
But it's doing great on my PlayStation. I'll tell you that. I have not had any issues with it so far, and I hadn't had any issues with it on the demo. So I don't know what to say. A little aside to this story. This comes to us from VGC. Monster Hunter series producer is being put in charge of all Capcom development's divisions. Ryozo Tsujimoto will be promoted to chief product officer next month. This comes from Chris Scullion. So that's pretty much that. I think the previous chief product officer resigned. Well,
Mhm.
he will resign come April 1st. So he's just kind of filling in that position. I mean, I'm not exactly sure what this is going to mean for anything. This is just kind of a change in leadership on that side, but cool, I guess. We'll see. I don't think this is going to have any effect really on Monster Hunter, so
Yeah.
I wouldn't be worried about that. But yeah, just want to put that there. Number 3. One of the oh my gosh, hold up. Why is this doing this? Okay. One of the leaked choices for EA's Black Panther is not like the others. So this is an interesting thing. So this comes
Yep.
from Game Rant. So this news is actually about a week or so old. Who's the author of this? I mean, just the author is Jackie Arias. Arias?
Arias.
Arias? Yeah, we'll go with that. So yeah, so this is about a week old. I was, hovering through Reddit, and one of the subreddits I'm in, I saw people talk about a Black Panther game. And I was like, what? Why do I not know about this? So I did some more digging, and
Mhm.
there was a leak of EA's Black Panther game that came out, and there was just a couple of details on it. I was like, oh, this is interesting. I read through the details, like, oh, this is very interesting. So the leak was provided to us by the Ghost of Hope, I believe, who is actually a Call of Duty leaker, and we have a Call of Duty thing from that same leaker that's going to be in our next story, but we'll talk about that after the break. But yeah, so to get back to this Black Panther thing. So I'm just going to read from the article. Soon, fans will be able to experience Black Panther's story in a new light with EA's upcoming standalone game based on the popular Marvel franchise. Not much is known about the title yet, but rumors claim that EA's Black Panther will reportedly feature a mix of African martial arts and will allow players to explore different areas of Wakanda. What's interesting is that players could allegedly choose to play a different Black Panthers, including Eric Killmonger, a known supervillain. As mentioned, many Marvel characters have had the privilege of becoming the Black Panther, and one of them is Eric Killmonger in both Black Panther comics. No. Is this okay? I'm gonna jump. So, according to a recent report by a leaker, the Ghost of Hope, the upcoming Black Panther game might have the option to choose the next Black Panther, which includes characters like Shuri, Killmonger, and more. They also noted that the game's story reacts to your choices and actions, which heavily implies that each Black Panther might have a unique storyline. This would be an interesting approach to the game because it will allow players to try out different abilities and explore multiple possibilities with each character,
That'll
especially
take forever
with
to
a
come
known
out.
villain. So what?
That'll take forever to come out.
Well, I mean, I think they've actually been working on this for a long time at this point. So
2018 at minimum.
so yeah, we might get this in 2028, But yeah, so the rumored characters that could be Black Panther are T'Challa, which is T'Chaka's son. I think his name is T'Chaka. Yeah. We got Shuri. We have Azadi. I'm not sure who is Azadi. I don't know who Azadi. Yeah. We have M'Baku, and then we have Killmonger. One could imagine that choosing Kill. Yeah. So I think this is really interesting because I think the first rumor we had about this game was that you aren't playing as T'Challa, you're playing as T'Chaka, who is T'Challa's father. And the people were speculating, like, oh, I wonder if no, I think the rumor was T'Chaka dies and then you have to play as the next Black Panther. So with them doing this whole, oh, you get to pick who you want to be, that could be super interesting. Like
Azari is the son of T'Challa and Storm.
Oh, wait. How does that work?
So the
Storm is in this game?
I'm just telling you, man. Hey.
I know. Okay. That doesn't he have like superpowers? He's a mutant.
Hey, man. I ain't no nerd. I don't know.
Okay, so that makes this even more crazy because, like, I'm wondering, like, where they're actually going to put this in terms of, like, this is obviously not going to be part of the MCU. This is their own thing, and
Mm-hmm.
if the Azari is his mother is Storm, then we for sure are going to have Storm in Wakanda. So do they just keep it as just Storm there, or are we also going to see other X-Men? Like, this just throws a whole bunch of questions. That is super cool. And I am way more interested in this game. Um so I think that the question is, we get when oftentimes when you get like rumors like this, that
Yeah.
is pretty substantial. It's like, okay, does that mean that they are like um churning up some stuff to show us at some point this year, or is this just like, it's probably still far out there? Because we saw stuff, we saw the oh wait, no, no. I'm
What?
thinking of the Captain America and Black Panther game. This is the other Black Panther game.
Well, that's your fault.
Oh my gosh. I totally forgot that there's two Black Panther games. This is the other Black Panther game that we have seen nothing from.
Oh, you
Oh,
talking about a 1948, whatever the hell
yes.
happened? Okay. Yeah, true that, true that.
Yes. Okay. So they got to show this year. They got to show this year. You know what? I'm gonna speak it into existence. They're gonna show this year at Summer Game Fest. Boom. What else EA got? EA got nothing going on other than sports.
Hmm.
Right? Other than sports. I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, I apologize. I just don't follow EA that well.
Yeah,
Unless they drop in another SSX. Anyways,
that's what it is.
yeah, this is cool. I am totally down for this whole concept of you pick the next Black Panther. So we'll see what comes from it. Yeah, what's do you have any
Um,
thoughts on this?
I'm just thinking, like, is the formula for superhero games like just Batman but with different skins and a couple different powers? Because I mean, what is Spider-Man but Arkham with swinging and webs?
Yeah. I mean, same with Black Panther. Like Black Panther and Batman kind of do the same thing, minus the cape.
Black Panther has capes sometimes.
Oh yeah, you're right. You're right. Yeah. All right, with the cape then. Yeah, I'm down. I I want to see it. I want to see what it looks like. I am very interested in the concept of what they're selling us,
Mhm.
but I want to see it, especially because we really haven't seen anything. And the only Black Panther game that I'm thinking of was the other game by, I think that's by Amy Henning. I don't know. I think it's
I think she
Star
need to
something.
redeem herself after for spoken. So
Oh,
we'll see about
oh
that.
yeah, yeah. All right. Well, before we talk about this Call of Duty thing, interesting Call of Duty thing. Hey, you subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, do all those things. Please, we appreciate it. I'm waiting. Okay, cool. Thanks. All right. Number 4. Call of Duty 2026 is being developed for the next generation Xbox. It's claimed. This comes to us from Insider Gaming by way of Tom Henderson. So,
Mm.
Sean and I was talking about this story in particular, and the the title isn't great. So, it's being developed per this rumor. The next Call of Duty game is being developed for the next generation Xbox, but won't be developed for or for, I guess, previous consoles or past generation consoles. So this is seeming to be a generation exclusive title. The question, though, is that per the agreements that was made, Xbox promised that they will keep their game multi-platform for the next 10 years per the agreement. But we know that they kind of have to, you know what?
They don't got to do shit in this economy or this administration.
That's a solid point. So I just had a thought that, like, I wonder if they are just going to no, they wouldn't do that. I was gonna say, I wonder if they'll just build the Call of Duty game for the PS5 Pro, because essentially that would be the next gen. But like, no, it would still have to work for the base PS5 because that's probably gonna be that is the dominant system out there. Yeah. So, anyways, let me go ahead and just start reading. So
I mean, that would be foolish to try to make it only for the next gen Xbox and think people are gonna.
Yeah,
That'll be losing money, and they've already shown that they're not gonna do that with the release of all these Xbox games on PlayStation. So go ahead and read.
Yes. So, according to reputable Call of Duty leaker, The Ghost of Hope, who took to X, formerly Twitter, to break the news after it was announced that Season 3 of Black Ops 6 would be delayed until April. Oh, yes. So, according to Hope, the 2026 title is not being developed for past generation consoles, unlike Call of Duty 2025, and is being developed for the next generation of Xbox. If true, this could be the first real hint that the next gen Xbox could release around fall 2026, which lines up with the rumors that I think the rumors happened late last year about Xbox making a new console and positioning it for 2026 so they can be ahead of PlayStation for whenever PlayStation makes its like PS6, which I guess is a way to get ahead of that. But it's just anytime Xbox talks about their future, it's just kind of confusing because they are dealing with Game Pass, they're dealing with having to be essentially a third party publisher because they need the support of PlayStation, maybe Switch 2 to keep their engines running because it just costs so much right now with everything, especially Call of Duty.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then there was also the talks of Phil wanting to make some kind of Xbox handheld. I don't think this next generation Xbox console is going to be a Switch like. I think they're probably going to do the same thing that PlayStation did where they have their main box and then they have like a Portal like or a xCloud handheld machine kind of thing. I feel like that makes the most sense. We've also seen the Steam Deck work and be very popular, so they can just do an Xbox version of that. So yes, so it seems that per these rumors, and also Ghost of Hope he's pretty reliable, or they are pretty reliable. So this is probably a thing that will happen in terms of the Call of Duty game. Does it say who is making this? Because Treyarch, I think Sledgehammer is next because Black Ops 6 was supposed to be made by. No, the Sledgehammer game was in trouble, so Treyarch had to push up Black Ops 6 to release last year. No.
Yeah. Something got pushed up. Something got pushed up.
Wait, this is 2025, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so this year, I think the Call of Duty game is going to be a sequel to Black Ops. And then 2026 is going to be whatever new thing. So it's possible that the sequel could, I don't fucking know. Whatever. We'll see what happens when it happens, okay? Like my brain is done. It's just the end of the night. I haven't played Monster Hunter yet, and I got to go hunt the monsters with extreme prejudice. Because I'm craving the Monster Hunter. Okay. Number 5. Sony makes push for cloud gaming crowned with almost 400 more games whitelisted for PS Plus Premium. This comes to us from Push Square by way of Sammy Barker. I want to start this story by saying, what the hell, Sony? Like, what's going on? why they take so long to like start doing this? It's just.
I mean,
wait, you went? I couldn't hear you.
They I don't know. They didn't want to promise anything.
Yeah,
they didn't want to make a promise they couldn't keep it, and people, shit on the system like right at launch. They under promised. They delivered exactly what it was supposed to be at launch because the infrastructure probably wasn't there yet. They were beta testing at the back end, probably didn't have it the way they wanted to.
That's
and they didn't want to announce something that possibly wasn't gonna come out. Look at Xbox announcing the Xbox Fire Stick or whatever the hell that's supposed to come out.
Yeah,
they're never gonna release that now.
Yeah. That's a good point. It is. I think you're totally right in terms of it is better to surprise people with news like this than to promise it and people like, well, where are these games that you promised us? So I get that.
Hey man.
Right. So
all I want to say is I remember when it was announced and I remember when it was released. And I remember what y'all was saying. That's all I'm saying.
That's true. I, as a person who has a portal now and loved his portal, I was not a believer. I was on the other side of the fence throwing stones.
Hello. From the other side. Jordan,
okay,
come on over.
We'll get him. We'll just say this is Xbox and he'll just, come over now. Thinking. All right. While it's Sony's competitor, Microsoft, who's been promoting its cloud gaming initiatives heavily, PlayStation has been quietly pushing ahead with its own plans. The streaming quality of PS Plus Premium is underrated, and the Japanese giant has been expanding its support by making games you own streamable directly to the PS Portal, expanding its capabilities beyond just remote play. Cloud Dosage, a website dedicated to all things cloud gaming, has been keeping tabs on Sony's support and report that a further 371 PS5 games have been added to the system's cloud game library this week. Among those supported are some big releases like Helldivers 2, Silent Hill 2, Sonic X Shadow Generations, Warhammer 40K, Space Marine, and ironically Xbox owned Sea of Thieves.
Was on it too. The new one that just came.
Yeah. Okay, so this now I'm thinking back to PlayStation's. Oh, there goes your camera. Okay. Now I'm thinking back to a story we had covered before where PlayStation said that they're going to change up their free games tier to focus mainly on PlayStation 5 games.
Yep.
So I find that weird in conjunction with this.
Why?
So is it okay? So I wonder if it's like they will give you the PS5 game, but if you have premium, you can stream the game to your portal.
That has always been for premium tier streaming games.
Yeah. No, I'm just saying, like for example, for extra will get Sonic X Shadow Generation, but if you have premium, you get Sonic X Generation, but also with the ability to stream to your portal.
So I mean that has always been the case. You're paying the extra money.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Streaming takes bandwidth.
Yes. I'm just trying to like figure out like, oh, how are they actually going to like push this out? But yeah, or is it that if you just have the game, if you have I don't fucking know, dude. I don't know. I'm just trying my best every day, just saying, just reading the words and just trying to look at the space in between and see the words there. Okay. If you own any of these games and are subscribed to PlayStation Plus Premium, you'll now be able to just play them directly. Hey, I should have just read the fucking thing. You know what I mean?
I got time for that.
Hey guys, I just want to play Monster Hunter. You know what I mean? It's just, oh man.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Anyway.
yeah. So if you have premium like Sean does, you'll be able to just stream these things to your you stream directly from the cloud on both your PS5 and your PS Portal. So awesome. It must be reiterated that in order to stream these games, you'll need to own them. Oh. I tell you, reading is so important. If you're still interested, you can find all I don't know, we don't care about all that. Yeah, so this is cool. I think this
The moral of the
is
story is go buy a Portal. Next story.
right. Go buy a Portal and get premium if you want to play these games on your Portal. And the Portal is actually really good. It's a good purchase. If you are on the fence for the device, totally get it. It is worth the money, and it's only $200, which I say only. And seeing how things are going to be super expensive in the next couple of hours, you know, weigh the cost.
You might want to get it before April 2nd.
Yes. that is the truth. Okay, number 6. You may soon be able to try a dating app that matches you with games rather than serving silted conversations with potential serial killers. That is a title. This comes to us from VG 2020 24/7 by way of Mark Warner. So I just wanted to add this in here because I thought this was like a cool thing. So, were you gonna say something?
I don't know. I'm listening.
Oh, okay. So do you struggle with finding recommendations of games you might tolerate for 10 hours, but inevitably slipped back into the thousandth playthrough of some comfortable old curse word?
We're allowed to curse on the internet.
I know I did like 3 times already. Well, there's a new app that will be aiming to be, among other taglines, a dating app that matches you with games rather than people, provided that it hits its Kickstarter goal. It's called Ludiocene, and it's the work of a team led by freelancer game journalist Andy Robinson, who I believe they're not gonna talk about. He worked at VGC, I believe.
I don't know.
No, GamesIndustry.biz, I believe. One of the two. I don't know. He was part of a gaming press website. Yeah. Who writes that the app that the app is also a deck builder that discerns your next favorite game. And a recommendation engine powered by experts you know and trust. So one of the things that they talked about is that this is not going to be headed by AI. This is actual people who are going to be coming up with these, I guess, algorithms to kind of figure out what you might like and suggest games for you, which I thought it was cool. But I think just the idea of having a swipe left, swipe right system or whatever, however they're going to build the UI to like be like, hey, you might like this game. I thought that was super interesting. And I'm not sure. I imagine that would actually be good in this era of gaming, especially when there's so many games out there. And you could just put like, oh, I have a PC or I have a PlayStation or I have an Xbox or I have a Switch or a phone. And they can be like, oh, well, these games might work for you. But yeah, I didn't want to get too far into this. But yeah, it is a Kickstarter game or I guess app. And it's called Ludiocene. It's Ludocene. So go support it. That's pretty cool. All right. And last up is the quick hits. Number 7. Rockstar buys Grand Theft Auto, the trilogy, the definitive edition developer, renames it Rockstar Australia. This comes to us from IGN. So, I mean, that's pretty. So the studio, that studio created LA Noire.
Yep.
Which is crazy because I just thought that was just a studio already owned by Rockstar. I didn't realize they were independent. But yeah, that's cool. I don't I don't know what they're gonna.
A lot of people are hoping this is going to lead to a reboot, remaster, or sequel of LA Noire.
Okay. Cool. Trine really liked that game, so that'd be a cool thing to come back for her, at least.
See.
I thought it was interesting. All right. That is it for the gaming news. Now let us talk about the games we've been playing. Sean, what have you been playing?
More Like a Dragon, Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii. They said there will be. I see this on Time to Beat at like 24 hours or so, but I've already have like 18 hours in it, and I'm only on a chapter 2 because I'm doing all the side stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm doing all the bounties because you can go beat up people for bounties.
Yeah.
Which incidentally, I started with like the second to highest bounty in the game.
Yeah.
And the bounty level coincides with how strong they are. And I didn't realize.
You walked up. Are you the strongest person here? They're like, yeah, I am. You're like,
I start. I mean, because where they start you off, like the dude right next to you is a 4 out of 5 bounty, and they have 1s and 2s and 3s, and I was just like, I just wail on the first nigga I see. Like, let's run them one. Not realizing that this shit was gonna be so hard. I eventually beat him, but I burned through a lot.
So weak. I don't understand.
I burned through a lot of items to beat him. Gained a lot of money off of that. But I've been going around just beating all the bounties and then doing a lot of the side stories to earn money.
That's awesome.
And ultimately, you're supposed to like recruit people to be on your pirate ship and like make your pirate ship bigger and customize it and add bigger guns, and it has a crafting system.
Yeah,
it has a crafting system in it where you're collecting stuff, because in the last 2 Like a Dragons, you collected items to make bigger weapons, because RPG. This time you're collecting the stuff to make weapons for the ship.
That's pretty cool.
Or for your rings that you sit there and pose with. It's cool as shit.
Yeah.
And then I've been playing the minigame Sicko Snap, which is like Pokemon Snap, but you're taking pictures of men in Speedos busting it wide open. I don't know, man. It's part of the course for Yakuza.
I want to be the very best. That's hilarious.
Other than that, man, I mean, it has a heartfelt story. It's over the top action. Yakuza is Yakuza. If you like it, you like it. If not, it ain't for everybody. I get it, but
yeah,
this is peak Yakuza. I've been playing the game and damn near comparing it to like playing One Piece. You're a damn pirate who has his own code. He's recruiting people.
That's a good point. Yeah,
he's whooping ass left and right. You're around searching for treasure.
That's a good call, actually. Yeah.
Go play Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii, y'all.
Is there any like critiques to it? Do you think there's anything that could have been handled better? Like, is it just like, oh, this is just all great? Like, I got no problems with it.
My only critique ever with the Yakuza games is I wish you could flow in and out of battles quicker.
Okay.
That's it.
Yeah.
There's a slowdown when you get into a battle, and it's like, a title of the group that you're fighting pops up. So now you're fighting thugs. Now you're fighting assholes. Now you're fighting pirates. I wish you could skip it or make it faster, as well as after you beat somebody, maybe make it to where you can check out the stats, like the after battle stats in the menu. Skip it. I don't want to see it. I don't care.
Yeah. That doesn't. You don't need to see that stuff.
I think it was peak during Yakuza Kiwami 2, which is like 8 or 9 games back.
Oh, dang.
But not really.
That's crazy. That's a crazy sentence to say.
Yes and no, because like it's 8 or 9 games back, but not really, because it was a remake that came out after
That's true.
6. So whatever, man. Go play Yakuza, y'all.
Okay. So yeah, I've played 2 games.
Mhm.
I will I'll talk about Monster Hunter Wilds, and I also played the Mecha Break demo. So Monster Hunter Wilds, it is a game that has completely have me just fixated on that game. Just to go back to the whole easy conversation, I do think the game is a little easier, but I don't think that's a bad thing. One of the main issues I had about Monster Hunter World, even Rise for a little bit when I played it, is I felt like the combat encounters, like fighting the monsters, just took too long. Like you would hit them, you would do some damage, they'd get up and they'd run away, and you're like, all
I
right,
mean,
I'm gonna go chase you.
Monster Hunter
Say what?
ain't that the point of Monster Hunter?
Yeah, but like when the monster has run away like 3 times, you're like, okay, you know what? You're good. I'll see you whenever I see you. Like I don't feel like doing this anymore. Like that was one of my biggest issues with like
That's
Monster
pretty
Hunter.
much why I have not touched the series.
Okay, so I think Monster Hunter Wilds is probably the best jumping point for anyone interested in Monster Hunter, just period. The game is super accessible. They give you this, essentially it's like a raptor chocobo called a sacred, and you can jump on that, and that will allow you to move like twice as fast as you normally
Mhm.
would run, and you're able to literally keep up with the monsters. So like I've fought a monster, got it to a weakened state, and then it was running away. I shot like a you have like a little cannon on your arm that you can shoot different things that you pick up from the world. I shot like a fire thing at the monster. I stunned it a little bit. I caught up to it. I hit it, and I just started fighting it in that like area. So it only got about maybe like 20 feet from where I was fighting it originally. So it was a thing of it didn't get to run away like it would in like Monster Hunter Worlds. And stuff like that just feels really good for the game. And it just feels really good, at least for my experience. Um Overall, I think the story is pretty good for the fact that Monster Hunter only really picks up like endgame, because that's when you start the whole grinding for your tempered armor. You're fighting like harder monsters and so on and so forth. So to do the story mode to get up to that is just like, okay, I'm just kind of going through the motions. But I feel like this story does a better job with the characters, does a better job with the set pieces, and making you a bit more invested in what you're doing. So like one of the things was in the in one of the trailer promotions, you see one of the monsters. It looks like a giant like reddish brown like bear creature thing with no eyes. And in the game,
Mhm.
you run to a situation where it's like, oh, that thing is going to attack this village. You get to the village before then and try to like warn people, and people are just like, no, we're fine. We're protected by our crystals. Our crystals will protect us. And then while you're trying to convince them, the like I think like Dogorama or whatever, I forget the names of it, but those monsters come into the village and start wrecking shit. And it's a thing of they're too big for you to fight, and you don't want to fight them in the town. So the main character is like, oh, what can I do to like stop them or whatever? So you let go the cattle or whatever that's in the town, and that will distract the monsters, and they all like flow out of the town or whatever. And then you follow them on your sacred, and you're doing these things while you're following them, and just like this is such a cool thing to do with these monsters, with this like world that you're in, and with the environment. And it's just like, oh, this is really like a lot of fun. And then like one of the things that you can do in the game is if there is like a giant rock wall or whatever that's
Yeah.
like kind of tilted over, if you look at it with your like little arm cannon or whatever, you might have the option to like shoot it or like pull it down. and that will fall on the monsters, doing even more damage. And it's just like, oh, this is like really, really cool interaction that you can have with the environment, fighting the enemies or whatever. So overall, I think this is a very, 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 very good Monster Hunter game. I think if you are interested in the genre in any way, this is the perfect starting point. This is extremely accessible. I say all that to also say that this game is not perfect, and it does have its issues being a Monster Hunter game that has just been in existence for, I don't know, a super long time. So there's just things that are just brought with it from the previous games. And that's kind of where it starts to grate on me. So one of the things is like I play Monster Hunter World. I played the demo of Monster Hunter Rise,
Yeah.
but that was kind of it. So all these systems are new to me. I'm playing with the Charge Blade, which is like sort of a difficult weapon to use, but I'm loving it. That's one of the weapons I use in Monster Hunter World. One of the systems in the game is fishing. And playing the story, it will introduce you to the systems and how it works. I went up to this person, talked to them. I open up my fishing rod and they're like, hey, man, you have to fish or whatever. And you fish by looking at the water. And if you see fish in the water, then you can fish. But you have to see the shadow of the fish and not the actual fish themselves. It didn't say this in the actual description. It
Did
just
it though,
said
DJ?
like,
Did it? Did it not?
I don't know, man. Look, I didn't see it, okay? So I'm sitting here. Okay, so look, here's the thing. I'm sitting here next to the NPC that gave me this side quest about finding or like fishing or whatever. He takes his rod out, throws it in the water, a fish come. I'm like, oh, okay, I'll just do the same thing that the NPC did. So I took my rod out, throw it out in the water, nothing. I'm like, huh.
I'm willing
Am I
to
not doing this right?
give some instructions, DJ.
Sean, I was next to that man for like 10 minutes.
Well,
I
let
got
me
to the
go
point where
find the video on YouTube, DJ.
no. I figured out what the issue was, Sean, and it blew me. So in your little knapsack of like essential items, you have a fishing rod and you have a net.
Mm-hmm.
The fishing rod is specifically for fish that you don't see the body, you just see the shadow. If you see the shadow in the water, then you use a fishing rod. If you see the body of the fish, you're supposed to use a fishing net. Why do I have a rod to begin with? Why? If I could use a net, just make all the fish above and you can see the body, you just throw the net. You throw the net. That's it. I don't need the fishing rod. So like after I figured that out, I was one, so mad. And two, I was like, this rod is a joke. I don't need this. This is dumb. I don't know the difference. Hey, hi, I'm DJ, aka Craven the Monster Hunter. I hunt monsters. I don't fish. But like, I don't know what the benefit is for fishing versus just using the net, because the net is awesome.
I wonder if the guy told you.
We're gonna assume no, because the story works better if it didn't say anything, Sean.
Gotcha.
But like, yeah, it's just a thing of just like, you know, if I had played Monster Hunter or I remember my time Monster Hunter, I'd just be like, oh yeah, there's the difference is, you know, the net versus the rod because of X, Y, and Z. But I don't have X, Y, and Z. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, the game is good. The game is a solid experience. I have no real issue with it yet. I think performance wise, the game is going really strong. I think it is super pretty to look at. The only other issue is the whole character creator thing, where like I'm playing as a black character, and in the character creator screen, the skin tone, it's fine, looks good. Out of the character creator screen, the skin tone is not what it was looking like in the creator. So that's annoying. And then the other thing is the game gives you one voucher to change your character's to fully change your character's appearance and your palico. After that, you have to buy it in the in-game store for money. And that's bullshit. That's bullshit. So that's also another grading thing. So yeah, that's Monster Hunter Wilds. Mecha Break demo. I started the demo a while ago. Didn't really get to play it too much because my computer was just not having it. I got this nice computer behind me. I was able to play Mecha Break, and I just want to say, I love that game. It is really cool, but I cannot wait till that game is on console and not PC. Oh my gosh. Just to change the buttons was me sitting here looking through like URLs to figure out how to get the stuff to work for Steam. Like the game is obviously built for Xbox in terms of the controller map or whatever. If you have a PlayStation controller, the buttons won't switch. So I'm looking at X, A, Y, B or whatever. And I'm like, I think that's square. I think that's X. I think that's triangle. I don't really know. So that was a big pain point for me. The game itself the art style is really awesome. It is essentially the Genshin Impact of Armor Core. The character models, the lady character models look like Stellar Blade character models, if you know what I mean by that. The actual combat, I think, is really good. It's really strong. The game modes is interesting. There's a story mode, and then there is a normal PvP mode, and then there's also what I didn't realize what it was, but it's actually like extraction battle royale mode kind of thing happening. And that caught me off guard because I thought I was fighting computer players, and then some person like killed me and was doing like crazy stuff, and I was like, there's no way that's a computer. And then when they killed me, I saw their tag and I was just like, oh, that's a person. Like, what the heck? I didn't realize that was that was a thing. I just thought it was like a PvE mode. Anyways, it's a lot of fun. I am going to continue playing that to get a better feel for it. Yeah, it's supposed to come out to PlayStation later this year. I think it's coming out Xbox and PC sometime in spring, I believe. So yeah, we'll see. That's it. We did it.
Okay.
That is it for the Press X Start Gamers Digest podcast. We hope you enjoy this episode as much as you enjoy making it. Don't forget to support us by liking this video, subscribing to the channel, and hit the notification bell. Please do those things. If you are listening and not watching, please tell a friend, tell a loved one, tell an enemy, tell anybody. We appreciate it. And then leave us a review and tell them to leave a review as well. Have them listen to an episode first and then leave a review. Yeah. Yeah, and then, if you want to join our conversation, you can by joining our Discord at pressx2start.com/Discord. Until next time, where I'll talk more about, I don't know, games. Probably more of my time in Monster Hunter because I'm about to do that right now. Yes, I am. All right. You guys be safe. You take care. You keep playing video games and survive.
Later, y'all.